So how do you become the person that you want to be when your reality is giving you all of the evidence to tell you that you are not? That is what we are talking about today, because this is a question that somebody asked on my community page, and I wanted to make a few extra videos over the next few weeks answering those questions. So today we are talking about how to become the version of yourself that you are wanting to see reflected back in reality. My name is Hedley, and if you would like to know more about me and my Law of Assumption offerings, including one-to-one coaching, my self-concept course, I Am the One, and my book, I Am Money, that will completely change your experience with money. It certainly did for me. You'll find all of those details in the box below this video or at my website, youaretheone.com.au. But if I could ask you to do just one thing before we get started, if you are enjoying my channel and you are enjoying my videos, it would be wonderful if you could press that subscribe button on your screen. That would be most appreciated. Thank you so much. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted on my community page asking you what topics you'd like me to cover and what you'd like me to talk about. And a few of you responded to that post, and I wanted to make a few extra videos over the next few weeks just answering those questions. So the question that I'm answering today is from Annie Wagner 9997. And what I'll do is I'll just read out her question because it's a good one and I think so many of us can relate to it. So the question is how to be that which you want. So many teachers just say, become what you want. I can understand that for money by telling yourself you're rich on a daily basis, but I don't know how to be someone already in a relationship with my SP. I go to all kinds of events that I'd like him to come to. I certainly can't RSVP for 2. And what about being in the dating sites? The SP is the one I have a little bit of trouble with. Okay, so, well, thank you so much for your question, and I wanted to answer that today because it can be tricky when reality is showing you all of the evidence that you are not the person that you would like to be. And in this case, it's the person who is in physical relationship with your specific person reflection. Keeping in mind your specific person is just a reflection of your specific consciousness around love and relationships. So in order to change reality and to see it differently, you have to be observing it differently. That's the game. Now, you can't observe it differently in reality because you're already observing reality and it's not showing you what you want it to be. So in order to observe a different reality and become that person who is in a relationship with your specific person, you must go into your imagination and observe it there. So the way to do this, you mentioned here in your comment that you can't RSVP for 2, which means you are not RSVPing for 2. So you are aware of RSVPing for 1. And what you are aware of and observing with your I am nature means you must get more of that. So by you RSVPing for 1, you are saying that I am RSVPing for 1. So you are affirming that I am single and my SP isn't coming with me. Now, as you say, yes, you can't RSVP for 2 in reality because, yes, you're right, that would be a little irresponsible, especially considering they're probably catering to specific physical numbers in reality. However, as you RSVP for 1 in reality, and you know that that's not your preferred reality, means that you must revise that in imagination. So as you RSVP for 1, you must then go into your imagination and revise that act and imagine yourself having RSVP'd for 2. Whatever action you are taking in reality, if that action affirms you are single and not with your person, you must go in and revise it because the only way for you to change reality is for you to change what you are observing. And if you are only observing reality, you are only going to get more of the reality that you are observing. So you have to do something differently. And for a while, it's going to feel like you're straddling 2 worlds, which you are. You're straddling reality and you're straddling imagination. But eventually, the more you pay attention to imagination, then imagination can become that reality. And then, of course, you are observing the reality that you want. So you don't need to be going into your imagination to observe a new reality. However, there will be things in that new reality that are not to your liking. So yes, we are always straddling 2 worlds, the imagined world and the real world, keeping in mind the imagined world is the cause of the real world. The real world does not come first. We think it does. We've been taught that it does. That's how we've been conditioned to believe that it does, but it does not. That is part of the setup to this awakening adventure. It wouldn't be an adventure if all the information was given to us in the beginning. We had to discover this for ourselves. The real world comes second to your imagined world. This is not the world of daydream or fantasy or just airy-fairy thinking. This is the world of disciplined, conscious, intentional, imaginal acts that you are directing your powerful I am awareness towards. Your imagined world is what creates your real world. The real world is a reflection of your imagined world. So in order to become the version that you want to be in reality, you first have to become that version in imagination. So one of the things that you can do with this specific example of events is, as I said, so you RSVP for 1 in reality, you RSVP for 2 in imagination. Eventually, imagination will become reality, and in reality, you will be RSVPing for 2. You can also take this a lot further and be revising those events after you've come home so that in reality you observed yourself going to the event alone, but in imagination you observe yourself going to the event with your person. So when you come home from the event, don't just get changed and get to bed. Take a moment to sit down and revise yourself having gone to the event with your person. Start to revise your day as seeing your person as part of your day. How would your day unfold if your person was a part of it? Perhaps you'd get a text from them throughout the day. Perhaps you'd meet up with them after work. Perhaps you'd go on a date. If that's not happening in reality, you must come back home, which is coming not only to your physical home, but to your home being you at the end of the day, and revise it so that you are observing yourself as you would like yourself to be and as you would like your reality to be. This is what we're doing here. This is the work we are doing. We are spending time in imagination. If you are not spending conscious, intentional, disciplined time in your imagination every day, then you cannot expect to have a new reality the next day. History repeats itself until we revise history. That's how this works. We just think this is the way it is and everything just carries along in a linear fashion, but that is not actually what's happening. There is only now. Everything is only happening now. The past and future are happening now. So anything that happened in the past gets revised now, and then that gets outpictured as a new reality now. And we just continue to perfect our art, which is our imagination. That is the space where you go to observe whatever it is or whoever it is that you want to observe in reality. It's not going to be in reality first. And if it does come into reality first, chances are that's going to leave your reality so that you know that you can come back to your imagination and bring them back in. And then when they do come back in, you'll know that they're not going anywhere because you know that they're just reflecting back what you're doing with your awareness. And as long as you stay aware of yourself as the observer of them, then they must remain in your reality. As soon as you forget yourself and you go into third person and think about them, they must exit your reality because they are not the answer. I am is the answer. I am is the observer, and the observer is the cause. So whatever you're observing in reality, if you continue to observe it, you will get more of it. Whatever you're observing in imagination, if you continue to observe it, you will get more of it. That's how this works. So you must go into imagination and imagine yourself with your specific person, and that's how you become the version of yourself that you want. And whatever you are doing in reality, if you are affirming that you're single, you must revise it in imagination. So yes, in reality, if you are single, you are still single. But if you're wanting to be in a relationship, you must then revise those actions in imagination, and then eventually reality will catch up with your imagination and you will find yourself RSVPing for 2 and attending these events with your lovely person on your arm, and that reality will get outpictured and you'll get to experience it with your 5 senses, and it'll be even better than it was in your imagination, because that's often how this works is, oh my God, it's better than I even imagined it. And when you imagine it, it's pretty awesome. So as long as you're doing this work, things do get better, they do get easier, and you will find that more magic happens. Have a play with that one, report your success back, and we all look forward to hearing when you are RSVPing for your person and you get to enjoy going to this event accompanied by your person. So I hope that answers your question. That's all for me. I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be sooner rather than later. Bye.